It's the holiday season and we're getting things started here on the Quit Stalling Geekcast. We're kicking things off this end of the year celebration spectacular here on Quit Stalling the right way. And we're doing it on Hoth. It's feeling pretty hot outside in the Philippines right now. And I'm staying indoors, as everyone else should. Hi, I'm Herald Silvestre, welcoming you to the Quit Stalling Media Studio. We got a packed show today, talking about all things Star Wars, Marvel, and Disney. We got a special guest as well, but before we get to her, why don't we talk to a man full of wisdom, a man full of jokes, and a man full of humor. It's the sensei of humor himself, Woo! Derek O'Brien. How you doing, Derek?
Konichi, what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Man, I'm excited. Today is the day because, you know, this is the way. What else do I gotta say? I don't know. It's not May. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done. Guys, today is gonna be really awesome. Talking about a lot of Mando, a lot of new hot stuff that's been coming out. I know a lot of you have probably seen all these new trailers and new rumors going around, so we can't wait to talk about that. But like Harold said, other than me and Harold, we have the lovely, the one and only Lachelle with us today. Woo! Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Our local Wookiee, right?
Hey Lachelle, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me on. I'm sorry that it's not the Eris and Lachelle
it's fine.
grouping here.
We all know we're here for the one on the right.
I want you in the back, you know, making those coffees. You're good, Eris.
Right, that's back there. Oh, no, back there.
Looking good, bud. Looking good.
Yeah, looking good.
Loved you and Kite Man. Oh man, so yes guys, if you've noticed, we've changed up the theme a little bit here. If you're watching the video feed, we're starting to celebrate the holidays. We're beta testing some new graphics, and we've made our way across the galaxy into the planet, the icy cold planet of Hoth, and it is anything but Hoth. It's actually kind of cold over here. So
cold. Cold.
But yes, guys, we have a lot of Disney Investor Day talk to do today. And we're going to recap a couple of episodes of Mandalorian because we didn't get to do it with Lachelle. And we've talked in our chat group here and there. We've shared some memes, but we want to get her thoughts on special appearances this season. You know, from certain bounty hunters and gray Jedi. So we'll get to that in just a bit. But first, we want to know what everyone's been up to. So everyone in the chat, let us know what you've been up to. If you're listening at home in the Spotifys or the Apple Podcasts, message us on Discord. Tweet us. Let us know how you're doing in this time of, geek news. There's a lot going on. So let us know. And for now, I'm going to check in on the West Coast over here. Let's start with Lachelle. I was going to say Eris, because I read his name. Let's start with Lachelle.
I knew this was gonna happen. We're great. I mean, we've, hunkered down, stay at home, enjoying playing video games, enjoying watching so much Star Wars. Playing Genshin Impact a lot. Spending money on Genshin Impact. Anyway, and also Star Wars.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that going on too. So that's something we've talked about on Game Bite, our gaming podcast. Someone's looking over the shoulder. Genshin Impact is really gotten a lot of people's attention over the past few weeks. So I'm glad you're picking up on it. I'm sorry that you've had to spend a little bit, whether you've been enabled by a certain someone or not. I'm glad you're enjoying the game. Sometimes...
Yeah, I mean, it's my first real foray into gacha games, or at least spending on one, because I did play Summoner's War for a little bit, but actually spending hard cash. I had this pride, and maybe that's because I'm Filipino, of not spending on it, and I was like, I will be the free-to-play player that can beat this game. And my husband was like, yeah, that's gonna die. And I'm like, no, I will last. I persevere. And then I got introduced to the gambling side, and as a Filipino, I was like, I can push this button and I get things. Do it again.
I like that. I like that.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, gotcha games are so addictive. Derek, you were talking about Star Wars Galaxies, the mobile game. Is that what it's
Oh
called?
God, yeah, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Oh
Galaxy
my
Hero.
lord,
I played that. Briefly,
I guaranteed, if not a little more than $300 on it because, oh dude, it's Star Wars, and I was like, you know what, I will play this game for a while. I haven't played it for like 2 or 3 years, chat, just letting you know. But like, oh man, I bought like all the Vader stuff. I bought, I think Darth Nihilus came out, and he was like my favorite Sith Lord. So I'm like, okay, I gotta buy this guy. And then they introduced like ship fighting, and I was like, man, I mean, I gotta get the best ship, you know. I got the slave one, and oh man, it was just, oh yeah.
Dude, that's a
How they
deep
do it. It's
cut.
just like
Darth Nihilus from
Like
KOTOR
Lachelle
2,
said,
right?
I could push this button and get the best stuff ever. Yes, please. Ding. That guilt does come, you know.
The worst is that it's not getting the best stuff. It's just getting the chance to get the best stuff.
Exactly.
But that like elation when you do, because I got, for anyone playing Genshin and listening, I got Child on like, I think on the new banner I rolled maybe like, I want to say 40 before I got it, which is pretty good. So you're guaranteed
That's
if
not
I
bad.
start 90.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I did it at 40. And like just the
Nice.
elation that you
Yeah.
get is unhealthy, honestly, but fun. So if you
I know,
can
right?
manage your addiction, then you guys should
Yep,
play Genshin
exactly,
and play with us online.
This is like the gamer equivalent to like sports gambling, guys. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha
Oh my
games.
God.
That's what it is. That's
Yeah,
literally
that's
what
a
it is,
very
dude.
good, yeah.
It's
that's
seriously,
such
it's
a
what
good-
it is.
Mhm.
It's like perfect example because I never got into that, but like, you know, I've gambled enough on stuff like sports too to kind of know how the dude gotcha gaming's where it's at. But yeah, it's just like I get that guilt though when you get that receipt, like your monthly receipt, like, oh, well, maybe this month will be different. Nope.
Nope.
I'm almost there. I'm gonna get it
Yeah.
this time for
New
sure.
banner coming out with new characters. Shit. It's like,
Oh,
Here we
and
go.
then like Christmas and New Year's, I'm like, I know they're
Yes.
gonna drop something amazing.
yes. Oh man, they know what they're doing to us.
They do.
Oh, they do. They
I
really
actually
do.
applied to Mahoyo, if you're listening. I applied today.
Oh.
There you go.
I just want to see, you know, just dream job. Throw it out there. Let's see what happens.
Oh, man,
that's
unlimited
awesome.
wishes.
I mean, like my real job's gonna be like, you did what for a video game? And I'm like,
Don't judge me.
Uh,
This is my life.
They don't you touch me.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That's awesome though. I'm glad you guys have
That
been
is
having
awesome.
fun. Like I've been playing video games as well. Sometimes with Derek. Yeah, we've been playing a little World of Warcraft here and there.
Yes.
It's been fun, but you know what? I've been craving. I've been craving for some Star Wars action. I've been craving superhero action as well. And thankfully, it seems like it's coming. Seems like it's coming.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't know anything about any of the things that are coming. I
Okay,
have not watched
okay.
any of the trailers.
We'll drop
I've
it on
done-
you. We'll drop it on you. We'll drop it on
Yeah,
you in a
I've
sec.
seen the. I'm kind of with you in that same boat. I've seen the announcement, like the titles, but
Yep.
nothing of the trailers. Just because it's a lot to take in, guys. There's a lot of trailers, guys.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
There's a lot. My God.
Dude, this is like Comic-Con like reveal stuff. Like what was yesterday? Like why did they
Wow.
choose yesterday out of all the days? Is what I want to know.
Was
Yeah.
there, and I should know this, but I don't, like, was there an announcement or some kind of hype up to that date? Because to me, it came out of nowhere. And, like,
Same.
you know, I've been also, like, just super busy. So, you know, like, I've been irresponsible
Yeah,
about staying on top of the news for comics and geek stuff. But I just did not hear about this at all. Like, not
Same.
even a whisper.
So it's been minimal hype, right? So
Right.
usually they announce stuff in, I think it's called D23, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
since we didn't have that this year, people were kind of wondering, okay, when is Disney gonna drop their big fat news on us? and
D23. It's like-
you know, and slap us in the face with with the big old news hammer, and the suspicion was it was gonna be yesterday. It was gonna be their investor day.
Oh, okay.
but it wasn't really anything that was like hyped up with teasers. I think they meant to do this. I think they didn't want to drum up too much and overhype people before laying it on us. So I'm glad they did, because in the end it was like, oh my god, I can't keep up. There's so much going on. Marvel, Disney, Star Wars. You know, like Chip and Dale is getting a reboot with Andy Samberg and
Right?
and the voice of Spider-Ham. So
Right?
I'm all for it though. I'm all for it.
Of all of the news you heard, and I haven't heard really any of it, I've just seen the pictures. That's the one that you had.
Out of all the things, yeah, true. Harold, we got it, man. It's a tough
right,
time in
Hark.
quarantine, but I'm here for you, man. Just I'm a call away.
You
No,
I
wanted
don't know
to-
about you guys, but the whole time you were saying that, in my head was like, Chip and Dale. It stood out. It stood out. I'm not gonna lie. You know, Willow is cool. You got all the Star Wars stuff. But Chip and Dale's where it's at, guys. Chip and Dale.
Chip and
Oh
Dale's.
man, Chip and Dale's.
I
Though.
was kind of disappointed that it did not involve topless men. I was so surprised. Different Chip and Dale apparently.
Vegas.
Yeah, right.
But I was kind of on board when I saw Chipmunk, so I was like, okay, this is all right.
Yeah. Right.
No. All jokes aside, it was surprising. It was surprising. So, I do wanna talk about all that immediately. Oh, BMO spamming some Hammond in the chat, but Derek, aside from playing video games, I know you've been streaming Final Fantasy recently as well. What else have you been up to, real quick?
Honestly, yeah, besides Star Wars, I've actually been playing a lot of Phasmophobia. That, like, honestly, I mentioned that to you. My community's been growing like crazy from that game. I've been doing like a lot of fun stuff, challenges, having the chat choose my items, going in with my glasses
That's cool.
off, I can't see shit. Did a lot of fun things, but yeah, Final Fantasy just released a new patch, and a lot of people know I love the story of Final Fantasy. It's just amazing. So we're trying to, or we rather did already catch up with the new patch stuff. So, but yeah, the Star Wars hype though has been unreal for me.
Yeah.
Ever since the last 2 episodes, it's just been, you know, and I've said it on the show, I think the last time, but man, this is more hype to me than the newest trilogy. So this is what we should have been feeling, you know, all this time, and I'm so happy. And it's the holidays, man. You know, it's like all that like good lovin's coming right now. I just love it. So
That's true.
that's what I've been pretty much up to. Nothing too crazy. Putting up Christmas stuff in my house as well. So, and I have seen Lachelle put your tree. Your guys' tree looks amazing. I saw that. You're getting artistic with the paint too. I was like, okay. That was
It's
cool.
our first, like, this is our first, like, tree that we bought for, like,
Oh,
us.
nice.
So we didn't, last year after we got married, we were kind of, like, off to the relatives the whole time. moving around.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so this was, like, the first, and it was, you know, again, another thing I'm thankful for this year is that we got so much time to, like, hang out with each other, both working from home, and, like,
Yeah.
gotta do the tree, or at least
Yes.
Eris did the heavy lifting, and I, like, got to put pretty stuff.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. It all works out. Yeah. That's teamwork right there. Honestly.
That's teamwork. Okay.
Is that the tree in the background right there? Is that the one?
No.
No, that's not the one?
I mean,
that is the
in a
Cocoa
sense.
Bombs. That's
it's
my dining table.
They had a pretty nice tree though. Like, dude, and I would totally agree with what Lachelle said. Me and my wife, we always go to the relatives or like somewhere else. But like
Yep.
this year, they're like, well, maybe we should do it at your guys' place. I'm like, okay.
That's when
It's
you're
always like-
adulting.
I know, right? I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
we gotta buy like a
$12
skirt. You know, you gotta like try all these things. I'm like,
We're gonna buy skirts for the tree. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
gotta look pretty. You know,
We're gonna buy
God.
coasters.
Yes, oh my god, he'd add that to the list. I totally forgot about that.
Hide the
Smart.
water rings.
Smart. Yes. No water rings in this
The
house.
water rings.
Oh man, yeah. So it's all been pretty exciting. You know, the holidays are upon us. Actually, they're sooner than I expected because around this time, you know, when you go around the malls here in the Philippines, or you know, even if you're just going to work, you know, people are talking about like, oh, what are you getting for this person or that person for Christmas? Or what are we doing for the Christmas party? But you don't really feel it these days, right? Like because we're all at home, we've had to rely on shows like the Kutsal and Geekcast to bring in a little holiday cheer. So, yeah, I'm starting to try and build hype for it myself. You know, I'm trying to get excited for it. Trying to keep relatives away because this is not the time to have a lot of people over. It's scary. It's scary because they're bringing 2 weeks worth of wherever they've been with them. So
have you guys seen the Charlie Brown Christmas special where like they're like confused about what the meaning of Christmas is? I'm like deep cutting here.
I feel like that sounds familiar, but I haven't seen it. Yeah.
I mean, the gist of it was essentially that like it wasn't about the tree because Charlie Brown brings this like really sad-looking tree. It's not about the tree. It's not about the carols. It's not about like all of the fluff that we think Christmas comes with. Like it really is about. No, not about the present.
I'm sorry.
yeah, not that either. Or the chipmunks. Yeah, the chipmunks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, apparently not the Chippendales Herald there.
I mean, it's about being with the people that you love and loving them and spending some time to like be thankful for that. And like that's really the joy of Christmas, right? Like it's just loving the people around you, the people that you're thankful for, that like. Yeah, we know they're going to be around for a bit, but like also we never know how long they're going to be. So like what's another year together? So, you know, I'm getting cheesy here, but like that's Christmas. If there's any Christmas spirit we could share to the crowd, I feel like that's we're with you. We love you. We're here.
Definitely.
Yes,
loving
we're
each
here,
other.
guys.
And I have gotten to talk to you guys so much more this year. I mean, that isn't saying much because we chat more than we get to talk, but I've gotten to stream with you guys way more this year than we have in previous years. So it's awesome to be able to see all my friends from international and, you know, not be tired after an entire work day. Now we can actually hang out.
Right.
This is nice.
It really is nice.
Yeah,
we get to geek out about stuff. Yeah.
And we get to geek out. What are we geeking out about today?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Lachelle. You guys want to get right to it? Should we just get right into it?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, people. Well, since my co-hosts are very much ready, let's get into the news.
Yes. I see. Good news, everyone.
It's the news, and it's brought to you by who, Derek?
Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar.
Amen, brother. If you guys want to get your fix of comic books fresh off the pot, well, Derek, they can head on over to Panels at Suite A, 713 Mission Avenue, Oceanside, California, or they can head on over to LeagueOfComicGeeks.com. Isn't that right, Derek?
Yes, they can. I'm going to post that link for you guys right in the chat as I always do. You guys click on the page there. If you don't have your account set up, guys, it's really user-friendly. It's real nice and easy. And if you're in the local area of Comic Book Coffee Bar, make sure you choose Panels as your store. If not, of course, support your local comic book store, guys, as well. Me, myself, I support Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar. And I've actually got my recent issues from them a couple, like, I think about a month ago. So I was a lot to read, and it's just, like, perfect for this time, you guys. And like I've said on the show, you guys, they're really professional. They're really polite, and they work with you on everything. Oh, man, great condition comic books. I'm just saying. You know, I'm sure other comic books stores do this too, but Panels is a little bit up there, you know, above the
Most that. I agree
but
with
guys,
you.
Definitely the website's very easy to navigate to. Just make sure you choose a store which is closest to you, or you guys can choose Panels comic book stores too. They deliver obviously all the way up to me in Washington, so that says a lot. But it's very awesome, guys. Go check it out. Link is in the chat for you guys as well, so you can just click it and get started.
And if you want to reach out to them, head on over to facebook.com/panelscoffee and drop them a message. All right, Say hi. They're hiring. Are you still hiring? Is that an old pin?
We are still hiring. Yes,
Yes.
We are still. Fortunately, we are fortunate enough that we are still hiring. Still looking to grow our team. We've got some amazing team members now, but obviously always looking for more comic enthusiasts and people who are willing to learn about comics too. So if you haven't committed to subscribing to our books yet, this is a great opportunity. There's a lot of funny thing that I like to bring up a lot is that people kind of think like, oh, like comic book stuff, you're gonna have like the sweaty guy with like the glasses and just like angry that you came into the store, but like we actually have a full female staff right now, and
I feel attacked. No, I'm just kidding.
We actually haven't had a lot of guys apply, weirdly enough. I'm like, Yeah. It's mostly been females, but we've got like great female staff right now. Nerdy.
Yes.
And then of course you have the handsome owners, Eris and Tio, who occasionally stop by too. So if you ever want to see them, and if you guys have,
You guys want to see a real hero in the flesh, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Go see Eris, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like I should be jealous or.
Oh man, shout out to New Official in the chat. Hey buddy, you streaming today? Are you streaming today?
Yo!
What's
going on?
All right. Okay, guys. So we got a lot of news coming out. We've been teasing it all first 20 minutes of the show. Let's dive right into it. Who's a fan of Patty Jenkins here? I'm curious. Who's a fan of Patty Jenkins? She's done Wonder Woman, and she's doing Wonder Woman.
I love to move fast and speed of any kind.
Video
I think that's because I grew up the daughter of a great fighter pilot, and every day I would wake up and go outside and look up and see my father and his squadron taking off and their F-4s roaring across the sky, and it was the most...
And sadly, he passed away in service to the country, as you will see from the video. But, you know, she's finally found a way to...
About two things I love. So I'm going to see you very soon.
Get into Yes, Patty Jenkins. Oh, sorry, I cut away at the logo. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. All right, and if you guys have no idea what we're talking about, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, initially inspired by the X-Wing fighters in the original Star Wars movie, A New Hope, and later on it was kind of spun off into a comic book series and so much more. And now it looks like, aside from the recent video game that we got, we're also getting a live-action flick, a big old feature directed by Patty Jenkins herself. And I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped about this.
That's epic.
Hype is a understatement.
Oh yeah, Derek being in the cockpit,
dude. Oh my god. I haven't tried this game out yet, but like, I really want to. But my thing is, this looks amazing. Like that trailer wasn't even like really. I mean, it was a trailer, but dude, oh my god, this is such an amazing feeling you get from like probably 30 to 40 seconds of footage. She's walking to the X-Wing. I'm like, oh god damn. And yeah, it's just man, that's the thing about Star Wars. When she explains about her dad and how it got her into it, man. It's those little things that just make you appreciate Star Wars. I'm just really praying. I'm a dark side lover, so yes, please just feature TIE fighters, please. I'll be happy. But either way, Star Wars, X-Wings. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right? I mean, what do you think, Lachelle? How do you feel about seeing that for the first time?
I'm the daughter of I'm a military brat. My dad served as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's beautiful to see another woman who was a military brat, represent that on one end. That's kind of like the touchy-feely, girl power side of it. But also freaking Star Wars, like, yes. Take my money. Just take my money.
Take it all.
And I know you guys can't hear the audio right now because we're kind of playing a lot of music at the start, and I kind of messed up with the live stream's audio for a second, but you guys can hear actually at the end. Let me play it. Play it real quick. You guys hear that?
Oh, that music.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh god, man. Feels. I love. Dude.
Dang, Disney. Yeah, that was actually first time I'm seeing that, and like with the music. Man, it's Disney.
So good. Yeah,
they really knock it out of the park with these.
They do. Yeah, they knock it out of the galaxy with that.
Oh,
for sure.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So staying in the realm of Star Wars, guys.
Yes.
I think some people saw it at the very end of that clip. Let's show a little bit of this. There we go, Diego Luna. This has been rumored for a couple of years, maybe months.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're getting, or it's been announced that we're getting a Cassian Andor live-action Disney Plus series. And in this trailer, he talks about how it was kind of bittersweet when they had that Rogue One launch because the fan reaction was great, but
Holy spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! It does end in tragedy, and they're only able to ever do one. But
right,
with the powers that be, with the Force guiding the hand of the folks at Disney, we're gonna be getting a prequel Cassian Andor series, seeing his early beginnings in what would end up being the Rebellion. Yes. So we actually get a lot of the behind-the-scenes looks in this trailer. So we got a lot of concept art, a lot of people in costume and makeup, getting things going. The props are shown as well, and it looks like this is already, if not midway through development, like in full development already. And
do we know who's returning from the movie?
Aside from Cassian, we don't exactly know yet, and I'm actually kind of happy. After this announcement, I kind of want to block things out and just wait, because I have to admit, Diego Luna was charming in that movie, and we didn't get enough.
Yeah.
But if Ip Man, Donnie Yen it makes an appearance, like, I'm going. Like, take my money, take all of, because just honestly, that was one of the things that I was curious about. Like, I know that obviously this is a much better storyline to go with for overall story plots, but like, why was he there? And he wasn't a Jedi, but he kind of was. Like, what was going on there? Like, I don't know. I just like, throw that in. It doesn't have to be the main story or anything, but like, I don't know. I'm curious. Were you guys curious about that? Or was there something else that it left you with?
Oh, man, just a want for more Star Wars. I mean, I know we kind of got it, and not as much as, not as much quality that we wanted with the Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi, but with the Mandalorian kind of reigniting the hype, I'm glad we're getting this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's smart. It's a smart move. To be honest, out of all the spin-off series between the trilogies, Rogue One was the best. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way, right? But like, obviously, if it works, right, make more of it. And I just gotta say though, Disney, I know you watch this. You watch our podcast, our VODs every now and then. Can you guys just put John and Dave Filoni on everything you guys are gonna do, just for the sake of? I mean, dude. I'm so right, like Herald said, man, it's like anything Star Wars I'm happy with, but I just Favreau and Filoni will be the two F's. Can we get F's in chat for Filoni and Favreau? Oh, but no, seriously.
Spam the F's.
Yeah.
Spam the F's.
But yeah, I agree with Herald, man. Very charming guy in the series. And I'd be, like you said too, I'm very happy with if they brought Ip Man back, or just show things happening off on the side. There's a lot of stuff they can bring in, very like Mando, right? Like there's a lot of people and things that came in that you wouldn't expect, but it could definitely happen, right? I mean, it's out there. Like the time period is great, so I'm very excited to see this.
Yeah, I want to know how the Rebellion got started. We're talking about possible crossovers. I don't want them to delve too much into the main series. If I could be honest, I want them to expand the universe because it is a large galaxy. One tie-in I wouldn't mind though, since we're talking about the pre New Hope era and the post Revenge of the Sith era, I want to see maybe a little shot at Galen Merrick, Starkiller. I want to see the secret apprentice of Darth Vader make an appearance here. Because before Disney bought out, before Disney bought out Star Wars and Lucas, he was established as one of the reasons the Rebellion pushed forward and made the strides they made. So I want to see more. I want to see more of how all this.
Also, with I didn't even know that. Was Starkiller confirmed, like officially canon?
That's what would make him canon, right? This is the way to do it.
Damn, that's true. I mean, you already need to base off of him pretty much.
Yeah. you just get what's his face, Sam Witwer. You just get him on the show.
Yeah, interesting. It'll be interesting, right? Because he does voice Darth Maul in the Clone Wars series, but that'd be pretty cool though. Still, either way, that'd be awesome. I love seeing, like Harold said, man. It's such a vast universe, and obviously you see in all the Star Wars stuff, the planets they visit and all the creatures and those little things that make you believe it's a full galaxy and stuff like this. Shows coming out like Andor, that's gonna definitely expand even more, and that's awesome. Just make you feel like you're part of this whole world, and man.
And I will say, like, I know it's a good thing Juancho's not here to fight me, because the second episode of the newest part of the series I know was not his favorite, and the one thing that I did really love about it was the way it ended, which was, the kid with the broomstick, which I know is kind of notorious or infamous. And the one thing that left me was that anyone can be part of this universe, right? Like, that was kind of the whole message. And it is very Disney, very like, it's so cute. But the fact that they're kind of putting the money where the mouth is, and like, the story went, that part of the story went the way it went. But they're like, also other people can be part of the Star Wars universe. And it's not just Jedi. It's all sorts of different people with different backgrounds, with different interests and likes. And Ahsoka Tano, though.
No, we'll get to her.
No. Like, I mean, I agree with you in that sense. Like, and for me too, it's more on the fact that it's such a big universe. You don't know how many Force sensitive people are out there. They just don't know what they're doing with it. Like, if people are gonna hate that, you might as well hate Ezra. You might as well hate Ahsoka. These people that came in that had been Force sensitive, but it's just because the whole series expanded on them. You know what I mean? You can't hate that. Yeah. It's actually exciting. You're hearing new people. Cal Kestis, from the game too. Like, dude, it's just like the universe is huge.
Yeah.
And we have yet to explore it.
I'm with you. All right.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about Clone Wars. We've talked a lot about the animated stuff. We even talked about Dave Filoni, guys. We've not been left adrift because the Clone Wars will continue in spirit, thanks to one of the most recent additions in that final season. We're getting a Bad Batch series, which was announced a couple of months back, but we actually got some footage now. So I'm playing it in the background here, and this is during the time of the Empire. This is we're getting full on. How are these clones who are supposedly
this
faulty?
animation.
Good, right?
Lachelle, this is last season Clone Wars, just letting you know it's this animated like this.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, this is how it looked.
Yeah. This is how it looks.
That is so helpful. That is like unbelievably helpful.
It looks great, right? So that's the thing.
It does.
This looks so good.
We're getting this quality of animation. We were talking about this, Derek, when the Clone Wars ended. There's going to be a bit of a void left by the Clone Wars now that it's done, and we're getting the Bad Batch in replacement. And I'm so curious to see how these defective, quote unquote defective clones deal with maneuvering around the Empire. Will they, as we kind of saw there, be in line with the Moffs and try and make their way with the Empire? Will they eventually rebel and maybe find their way to the rebellion? I'm so curious to see how the Bad Batch will do. If this might be like a tragic ending kind of story as well, because we never really hear about them afterwards.
True, that's true.
So is this like Star Wars version of The Boys? Like, is that kind of what they're doing with this?
It's kind of like the A-Team. It's kind of like the Star Wars
right.
A-Team.
It's like the A-Team. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like in the series, guys. Also, the Bad Batch was there on the last season for like 2 episodes, maybe 3. I can't remember. Someone correct me if I'm right, but like Harold mentioned, they're just. Yeah, there is a batch of like defective quote unquote clones, and you could definitely tell they've had their fair share of adventure and they have great teamwork, great synergy. So I feel like obviously this show is delving deeper into that, maybe before, during, and after the Clone Wars events. So yeah, it looks exciting. I mean, they were pretty badass at the show, so you're just like, okay, and then they kind of did their own thing, they left. So hopefully we're gonna see more of that in this series. And yeah, animation's top notch, and I can't wait to see more. The timeline too. It's just the timeline with everything's at, guys. This is like the exciting, where a lot of the exciting Star Wars stuff happens. So Definitely gonna watch that.
Yes. All right. In other Star Wars news, to wrap things up here, we got a couple of key visuals, or logos, actually. The thing is, we didn't get trailers for everything, but we did get a whole lot of announcements. All right. So, starting things off, it's confirmed we're getting an Ahsoka Tano original series starring Clerks 2 alum, Daredevil alum herself, Rosario Dawson.
Yes, queen. I saw her. I did not know it was her. I really tried to be spoiler-verse. I didn't even know she was coming out on that episode.
Oh, wow.
So the level of surprise. I mean, I hit on Christmas when I saw her on that. I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
Are you all seeing that? I think I stopped we were with Eris's side of the family, and I was like, shut up, everyone, just look
enjoy.
at this.
Yes, enjoy.
Take it all in.
For your eyeballs.
So
my God,
it's so awesome. They kind of did a Arrow Flash thing where they gave us a bit of a backdoor pilot in this season of The Mandalorian, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. They gave us a taste of Ahsoka Tano and what her story is going to be like. She's still on the search, it seems, of Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn. So I'm only assuming that's where this will pick up. And one, I love like Lachelle, I loved seeing Rosario and Ahsoka, one person. I think she's playing that wizened Jedi pretty well. I know there's kind of a bit of a difference between Derek. You've seen her rebel self and her her live action self, but I'm sure they'll explain that a little bit. She has been through a lot. She's a little less.
She's definitely older, technically, right now.
She's much older.
She's really past Rebels, so.
But the the outfit, right, was
oh God,
not fully, it's not the classic kind of red skirt look that we were accustomed to seeing her for many episodes. It was a much more mature, if you will.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. So
I'm excited too.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for this. I'm sure this hasn't even begun production yet. It's probably in pre-production, but with how they've built their set for The Mandalorian, I feel like that place is just going to be used up all throughout the year. The second Mandalorian wraps, okay, shoot Kenobi. Second that wraps, shoot Ahsoka. And the second that
and they're
wraps,
on a screen, right? Like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're the ones who have that whole. The whole set is in the dome, right? Yeah.
That's the one.
Amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I feel like that's going to be used.
I would pay to be in that room. Just if I could feel like I'm on Hoth, just in that room for a moment. I'd be like, give me 5 minutes.
God.
5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes in here. Tatooine.
Something I noticed with just this title, Ahsoka, and the other Star Wars titles, a lot of people were thinking, when they saw her for the first time, which, like Carol said, we'll delve into later. But, everyone wondered, are they going to get a spinoff? Is Boba going to get a spinoff? We can see in these titles, at least, that Boba doesn't have a spinoff and Ahsoka does.
At least not yet.
So I think also, at least not yet, right? So I feel like that also says a lot, possibly for Mando. Maybe we won't see Ahsoka at least for a while. Maybe. You never know. But it's also very cool to know that there's a spinoff series happening. Obviously, I think they mentioned, right, it was happening before and during the same time events as Mandalorian. I believe
it says set within the timeline of the Mandalorian.
Within the timeline, gotcha.
Yeah.
So very cool. I'm really happy, and hopeful to see flashbacks of Ahsoka. You know what I mean? And maybe you can, dude, there's just so much stuff that's happened to her, and even that line. But I'll say it later because it's so deep. But man, guys, this is great news.
This is the way.
This is the way. Yes,
this is the way.
All right. Well, in other, guys, we're talking about the New Republic. Yeah, it's been hinted at in the Mandalorian series, and New Republic, they're gonna need some defenders. They're gonna need some stewards of justice and peace. Maybe you'd even call them Rangers. So we're also getting a new original series set also within the timeline of the Mandalorian, called Rangers of the New Republic. No details yet on this. No details yet. But, you know, you could start trying to figure things out based on the logo, based on this visual. I don't want to speculate too much. Off the top of my head, if they're doing a Rogue Squadron movie with Patty Jenkins, I don't think this is going to be X-Wing related. You know, I feel like this might be perhaps maybe like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of Star Wars, like seeing the ground operatives, you know, the trooper equivalent of the New Republic, maybe from their eyes, seeing how they can recapture a lot of the planets and ground that they've lost to the Empire over the past decades.
That's what I thought. I thought immediately, like Cara Dune and her story, like that's this in this series, like, stuff like that, like little events. And if it's Rangers, I think like what Harold was saying, it'd be very cool if you each episode maybe it's a different set of people or different formation or platoon. You're rather right, like that'd be pretty cool to see like different things and stories like maybe you might have heard of or slightly mentioned in a video game or a TV show, but brought to life. So, man. They spit out a lot. Star Wars is spitting out a lot of stuff too, guys. This is literally
also,
God.
I think, going to be executive produced by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau.
Yes.
And then I was reading that it would be some kind of like major crossover event, much like what we've seen in like The Flash when they've done their big crossover events with the Mandalorian and Ahsoka. So we're gonna just get to see all these worlds just.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're Avengers-ing us, guys.
They're Avengering us.
Oh,
that's what they're doing.
Then the next Star Wars like trilogy comes out or something, like the new one, and it's just like all these. Oh
my God. They don't even need to. At this point, like, they got my eyeballs every week. Yeah, every week. Take my money.
I know the fatigue could be real, but I think it could be offset by the fact that this could be like, you know, set one after the other. Unlike what the CW did, where they bombarded us with everything weekly, like, okay, you have your Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Flash, and Supergirl all in the same week. Instead of doing that, you know, when you're starved for Mandalorian, after that's done, you give us Ahsoka. When that's done, you give us the next one that we're going to talk about. And then bring them all together, you know, for the year cap end off with Rangers of the New Republic. I'd love that. That's a great idea.
I mean, I don't doubt that these guys know what they're. I mean, it's it's the double Fs, back to spamming the Fs. Like, I don't doubt that they know what they're doing. But I do feel like Mandalorian to me is like, I mean, this is very. It's at least to me, it seems very anime influenced, and it gives me a very Cowboy Bebop pacing to the episodes. Like, it feels very Cowboy Bebop, where there's like different challenges and they're different every week, and it's almost like its own little contained story. So I am curious what kind of style and version of storytelling they will apply to these different series, or if they will have the same kind of flow where they're all going to be kind of that adventure-y, you know, next week on The Mandalorian, like, you know, Saturday morning cartoon style, where we're just like,
right, yeah.
Give me more.
More.
Or if they might go a little bit more, if they might be a little different. And I don't know if you guys have seen the outtakes, but they have like a little mini clip of all the creators kind of roundtabling and discussing how they got on the project.
Yeah, the gallery, that was amazing. Exactly.
And it's really cool to see those different ideas come to light and be brought together in such a concise story. But that works for The Mandalorian. I am curious to see how that will be applied to these new series. So I'm excited, but also speculative.
Definitely. And you know, I'm glad you brought that up. Like Nemo mentioned this earlier as well. You know, I wonder if they'll ever release the deleted stuff from Rogue One. And that's actually a good point. You know, with Disney Plus being such a great platform that they're building off of now, and they really are changing the game. I feel like there's room to do all this stuff now. Yeah, I feel like there's room to be able to give us not just roundtable behind the scenes stuff with what they've done with, I think it's called Disney Studio. I forget what it's called, Derek. What was
the
it?
Gallery?
Yeah, Disney Gallery. You know, you can give us Disney Gallery roundtable stuff. You can give us Disney Gallery like deleted scene stuff. So yeah, there's so much potential with the platform. Seriously. And yeah, I'm glad that they're exploring all these different possibilities. And speaking of different possibilities, guys, we've got another visual here in the Star Wars universe, and it's called Star Wars
thought it was
Visions.
over, but it's not.
It's not over.
It's still going.
It's still going. We got more. So this one, guys, Star Wars Visions, is going to be an original series, and it's animated.
Yes.
And
God.
no, this isn't going to be a TV show. Yeah, it's not going to be like The Mandalorian where it's serialized every week. It's going to be short films within the Star Wars galaxy.
See, I when I saw this, I immediately thought, if you guys have not checked Galaxy of Adventures on YouTube,
Man.
oh my God, you guys need to watch that. It's literally anime Star Wars, and it's amazing. And I literally get, like, I feel like they're gonna try to do this with Visions. At least I'm hoping, because like the style, and it's like they tell it in short clips. It's like for your kids, you know, like you don't gotta like watch everything. They can watch these little clips here and there and know. But I mean, also plus side that Dante Bosco is the voiceover for the Galaxy of Adventures. But dude, yeah,
Nice.
I'm excited for this too. Like,
So
I
it's
haven't seen
it's
that
anime,
yet.
right? Or is it like cartoony?
Yeah, so
is it like
they're
Clone
sourcing
Wars?
this out to anime studios in Japan. So this is coming from those studios, and you know it's given a lot of speculation. Francis in the Discord was actually like speculating, like he was saying, like I hope they give it to certain studios that have proven themselves to be good.
Exactly.
Anime studios like Madhouse, Trigger, Bones, and KyoAni. So, you know, all these very talented animators actually are able to bring this stuff to life. So I'm super excited to hear this, and I'm super excited to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like they could even bring like, you know, the Japanese style Star Wars figures. Like, why not animate that, dude? That would be sick, right? Like the Darth Vader samurai suit with like the Stormtrooper ones. Oh man,
Are they all
going to
be consistent, or are they going to be consistently the same style, or is it going to be like Love, Death, Robots, where like you get a different animation style every week? You know, like I mean, have they given us anything like that?
That's actually a good point, because it says through the lens of the world's best Japanese anime creators. So they could do that, right?
Creators, right? Creators. Plural.
Wow. What are you doing to us? It's gonna take like another year to get to us. Oh my god. I want it already. I want it. I want it now.
God, that's actually a great like idea, dude. Oh man,
Derek, I don't know about you, but that just made me like that
I know
things up.
Mind explosion, dude. Like, oh my god, they could like do so much for this.
They probably will.
Oh my god.
Now that you mention it, they probably will. Cause
I mean, Love, Death, Robots was
the time is now.
Like,
you guys.
yeah.
You know, and honestly, I'm surprised, right? I think a couple years ago, literally, Star Wars was like, you guys, we're gonna chill out a little bit. We're gonna slow down.
Right.
You know, take a break, focus on the bigger things like Mando and stuff like that.
That
And
was
then
like last year.
Puke storm of like, I don't know, just last year. You're right, that was last year. Just puke storm of all this stuff coming out.
Guys, I know you're tired of Star Wars, so.
But are you really?
Yeah, right. God. And dude, that's not even Visions. That's not even the last thing. There's a lot. There's even more.
Okay.
Wait, there's more?
There's one more that we're gonna talk about now, and we're gonna show it real quick. Hold on. I feel like this is a bit
Speaking
small.
of Star Wars puking, all great stuff coming out in titles. Oh man, this one is the one I'm most excited for. Oh my god!
Yeah, Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, and here's the biggest part. This is the biggest news.
Say it.
No.
Say it. Say it.
Hayden
Say it.
Christensen returns as Darth freaking Vader, baby.
What?
Yes, Lachelle. Yes. Yes.
Hayden Christensen.
I am such a good spoiler averter. I am so good at averting.
Oh.
What?
I can't wait. I can't
So
wait.
we're not
for this.
just getting Ewan
Wait,
McGregor.
No.
We're also
They're
getting
not
Hayden
getting
Christensen.
Ewan McGregor.
He
They're
is
getting...
headlining this short series.
Yes. Yeah. She's out.
She's
out.
She's got.
I'm watching it now. I'm going into the future. I'm jumping into a time machine. Bye, guys.
This is not the
Bye.
time you want to be at. Yeah.
So
Oh,
guys,
God.
this is gonna be set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
The feels
Dude,
can they bring
I
Ahsoka
know.
into this? Wait, Ahsoka
They
could
can.
come
They
into
can.
this because she was in, before and then now.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Okay,
No,
I'm
oh my
not gonna
God.
lie. I'm
yeah.
questionable about Hayden Christensen's acting because
I mean, if he's behind a mask, you're good, right?
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Uncle James Earl Jones will take care of the rest. Yeah, just leave
right?
it.
Like I'm really hoping James Earl's like.
Yeah. Cause I mean, you can't. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be moments where you see Anakin, but I mean, see, dude, what I'm excited for is I don't know if anybody in chat or you guys have read Vader down. Oh my God, that is like the best Vader thing I've ever read, and like,
Yeah.
dude, that is literally this time frame. Like, Vader did so many things on the side, like by himself too, and like also at the same time while Obi-Wan was protecting all these people from trying to attack Luke, right? Dude, it was it's like I respected so much Vader more reading those comics.
Yeah.
Like,
Fun fact about the Star Wars comics, they are actually and have been, at least for the last 3 years, one of the poorest selling comic books.
I know, it's so surprising.
And some of the story and some of the artwork, I should say, I'll fess up, I haven't read as much of the Star Wars comics as I should either. But the art is truly amazing, and
It is.
I'm so happy that you have been doing your homework on it, Derek, because it just makes me be like, where'd those things go? Like, I think I have a box of it at the shop somewhere that's like the Star Wars section. I'm like, come on.
You know what? Like, chat, let me paint the scene for you, okay? I'm not gonna say the whole thing, but literally one panel is Darth Vader literally in the sand, like a desert, surrounded by 100+ rebel soldiers. He literally takes them all out by himself. Like, and it's like, I think he took out a lot. He just literally force clicked all their grenades. Like, dude, that's just a little part of.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, and even Obi-Wan series was like insane, guys. He was literally, a lot of people think, oh, he was just chilling, waiting for Luke to get older. No, dude, this guy was fending off people like crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's, oh man, I'm so happy. Wow. And of course, you're bringing back the original cast, Like,
yeah, huge. I mean, Ewan McGregor, I obviously like all of the. I'm blanking on the guy's name who played older Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I did watch the scene where he. Thank you, Alec Guinness. He was kind of doing that whole, the very first scene with him where he's recounting of like, oh, your father was a good man, and
feels, yep.
And and it's crazy to me because he could not have had any idea of what that character would become and where they would take that story, but he emoted so well, so much of just like having that history and having those memories, and the sniff as he moves to the side as he's talking about it, like with regret, and it's just like there's so much in there that I'm like, how did you
envision that in the first movie, right? It's like,
amazing.
George.
Thank you for sharing that news, Heart. That made
I know. This was amazing. Like, I cannot wait for the show. I think someone did like a fan made like Ewan McGregor with like a beard, and it actually looked like Alec Guinness. It was pretty close. It was pretty close.
Yes.
Someone just did it. I'll try to search for it, but oh man.
Yes.
I was like, man, I can't wait to see this, guys. This is the Star Wars.
I am hoping and begging and praying on both hands and knees. Do not turn this into a solo flick. Please. Please don't have weird
this is gonna be a series
stuff.
So that's the good thing about it, right?
Yeah. I think initially they had 8 episodes or 10 episodes planned. Then because of all the COVID stuff happening, they're trying to trim it down. And because they're trying to trim it down, they're actually trying to make the story tighter and make sure that there's no filler. Trying to make every episode impactful, which I kind of appreciate. So, yeah, I'm all for this. I know we're a little hesitant about Hayden Christensen's acting. I personally loved him in Jumper, and I think he has. Yeah. I think he has potential to bring more to the role than he.
I like him as Vader. I mean, as Anakin. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Anakin. But yeah, I think his most powerful, maybe slightly whiny, but most powerful, acting scene was the transformation at the end of. I'm sorry, I should. I'm sure he's a wonderful person. He brought us, Darth Vader.
You underestimate my power. No, I
little whiny.
I feel like there's more. I'm hoping he's gonna bring more to it. I hope he's gonna bring more to it.
I feel like he must. I mean, he must have some kind of thing to prove at this point. Because I mean, you've got years of people just shitting on you.
He's got to redeem himself, right?
He's got to redeem. I am here for the redemption. Hayden, I'm here for your redemption. I'm here for you. I want to see this.
Hayden's gonna hate.
No, but like, if you guys remember the fan energy when The Force Awakens was announced, and
it
kind of felt empty that not everyone was as welcomed back. It took until I think the Star Wars celebration right before The Last Jedi for Hayden Christensen to actually make an appearance. Same with the actor for Emperor Palpatine. And I feel like now is a good time to be positive. With everyone, maybe welcome them back into the fold now that we're trying to build and expand on the Star Wars universe, and we actually have the ability to, redeem some people's acting. Give them a second chance.
I'm so mean. I'm like, no, none of them. They must prove themselves.
But yeah, like I'm so down for this. I am very, very excited for all these possibilities because, we're getting to expand stuff that was once left up to the imagination. Some things maybe for the better, like the Kessel Run should have just been left up to the imagination. But other things, I don't mind, especially if it's done well and done by the right people. So yeah, I'm excited for this. That's it for our main Star Wars news. We'll talk about the Mandalorian now if everyone's ready. All right.
Yes.
You guys excited?
It goes an hour, but it's okay.
Just give me 1 second though, but you guys keep going. I just gotta take this call real quick. Okay, 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Oh, I thought he was joking. I thought it was a bit. I thought he was doing a bit.
If he comes back as in full Mando gear, it'll all have been worth it.
I feel like he would though. I feel like that's the type of play Derek would make. Derek, okay. Well, hold on. Let me bring this up. Lachelle, you wanted to talk about Mandalorian Season 2, right? And that's what we're here for, is to talk about Mando Season 2. And I want to get your thoughts on the season so far. I want to get your opinions on everything leading up to where you are now, which is right before the episode that was aired about less than 24 hours ago. You haven't seen that episode yet. You haven't seen episode 7 of Season 2 yet. So we're only going to talk up to episode 6. So how have you felt so far? Let's start with that.
Or actually, wait. So 7 dropped tonight, or was that 8 that dropped tonight?
That was 7.
7 dropped tonight. Okay. Got it. Yes. So yeah. I mean, we're in the spoiler zone, right? We're good on.
Let's make sure. All right, people, if you're listening
Holy
now,
spoiler alert!
This is a spoiler-filled zone. Get out if you haven't seen Mandalorian Season 2 episode 1 to 6. This is your warning. All right, if you're here, we love you. We love everyone, but we love you for sticking around. All right, Lachelle, hit us with your thoughts.
And for being part of the Cool People Club for watching. Oh my gosh, man. I mean, I talked about it a little bit before, but seeing Ahsoka Tano in the smoke and the black, and Rosario Dawson, I've been waiting for her to get like some kind of crazy breakout role like this. And I'm here for it. I think I screamed. I was worried about the neighbors hearing me. Like, it's just phenomenal. She is such a talented person. The look, the way she carries herself, the way she inflects, it vibes with this hardened Ahsoka Tano, versus the bubbly cherry, like wonderful, like she is grown now. She's just so good. So just all of that, bringing that to life, making sure I was spoiler free so that this truly was a surprise to me. Like, I had no clue when they dropped her name. I'm like, they're not gonna do it. They're
probably gonna wait till next season.
Totally. I was like, they're gonna wait till the end and then give me a teaser.
Yeah.
It was beyond my wildest dreams to be able to get a full episode of watching her, and her also just that relationship she had with, now we have the name for Baby Yoda,
Grogu. Yeah.
Is it Grogu?
Yeah.
Like
Grogu.
Yeah, just that whole relationship. I love the series. It's one of the things we look forward to every week. It's awesome. The creative teams are amazing, and I don't know if you watch. I need to remember their name. There's a YouTube channel that does things on 3D, like a lot of visual design, graphic arts, and they invited some of the people who had worked on Star Wars and kind of talked about Star Wars stuff. And it's just phenomenal. Like, just knowing the backstory, knowing how much people put into this, knowing the heart and soul, you really see it in the episodes, and it's awesome.
Is it tested by from Adam Savage, the guy from Mythbusters? Or is that a different thing too?
That's a different thing.
Okay.
We might have to do this as a link below because I cannot.
Oh no, take your time. Take your time. Yeah, we'll look for it later.
Corridor Digital. There it is.
Oh yeah. What's his name? Sam and Nico and those guys.
Yeah, Sam and Nico. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome
great guys.
stuff.
Oh man. Yeah. So it was great seeing Ahsoka in episode 5. I'm thinking episode 5. It was great to see her finally in full live action, brought to life by Rosario Dawson, and the interaction with Din and Ahsoka. They even kind of, we brought this up last episode, they kind of had a nice little interaction where they're like, oh, a Jedi and a Mandalorian, no one will see it coming. And I love those hints at the lore. And, it just says so much in so little. With very few words. Yeah, you get so much of your memories as a kid from
there is
Boba
a lot
Fett.
of I think what's interesting about the Star Wars and the way that they've created these episodes is that it is very subtly Star Wars. If you could replace many of these names with other things, there's a lot of scenarios where anyone could be playing this story or telling this story, but they do subtle things like that where they hint a little bit at that lore, and you're like, oh, this is Star Wars. This isn't just some far off galaxy, some alien world, not just any fantasy. We're talking about the Star Wars fantasy, and I'm here for it.
And it's been so good, and it's the right amount of fan service. It doesn't feel cheesy. It doesn't feel forced. Like a lot of people have felt about some of the sequel trilogy movies. A lot of them feel like, oh, it's very Mary Sue. This one feels natural. I brought this up in previous talks with Derek, where if this was executed poorly, didn't jar in the Mandalorian himself being able to speak how many languages and broker peace between Tusken Raiders and humans. That wouldn't fly to a lot of people if it was poorly executed. It'd feel really gross and oh, of course he can speak Tusken, and of course, everyone gets along with him. But the way they do it, it's it's very grounded and it's very real. Yeah. He does get along with people because he's that kind of guy. He's cold, he's distant, but at the same time, he knows how to, interact and get what he needs done, and get it out of people as well. So, it's done so well, and not only is it the writing, it's the directing. You mentioned,
he's extraordinarily logical, and I think as a character, especially personally, I'm the type of person who will get yelled at by my manager because they're like, yeah, maybe you should be a little bit less condescending, and I'm like, no, efficiency, project, execution, we'll get there. And I feel like you get that a lot with the Mandalorian and his kind of efficiency, but then also that marriage towards sympathy, that tie of the irony of someone like that with this tiny cute little big-eyed puppet thing that's just squishy and looking at it's just, oh my god, look at him, there he is, just so cute. And it's just there's a dichotomy to the imagery that brings out more of the personality in both of them.
Definitely, yeah, I totally agree. And Derek, you and I have said this in the past as well. Mm-hmm. The interaction that Din has with people he dislikes is interesting as well because, like Lachelle mentioned, he is very logical. He knows how to get from point A to point B, and despite his beliefs, despite his things like refusing to take off the helmet, he finds ways, and he can be cold and serial killer in one episode, like with Bill Burr's first episode in the series. He can be warm and surprisingly caring, like with episode 6, where he knows Grogu's name and he kind of plays around with him like Grogu, and Grogu's like,
Grogu?
me?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, dude, you actually hear him laugh. He giggles. He's like, yeah. It's like, dude, he's never done that. Like,
honestly, I was very weirded out.
Yeah, but oh man, it just shows you his attachments to him, man. It's so like, it's like single dad like vibes. Like, oh, this guy.
Oh, honestly, I was like, it was like my dad laughs, but like if my dad didn't laugh and like hearing my dad laugh, I'm like, you don't laugh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mando, what are you doing? You don't have a heart.
Yeah, what is this?
It's really good. It's really, and the fact that they're able to do this with, it's not always Pedro Pascal under that armor, but they're able to pull it off. I really enjoy that.
Pogi Pasquale, that's what I call him.
Pogi Pasquale.
Yeah.
Dude, I've always thought that's just a man right there. Ever since Game of Thrones, dude, I'm like, this guy looks good, man. I don't know, it might be just me, but
is that why you adopted the facial hair, Derek? Is that why you?
No, this is my lazy winter phase.
Coat.
But honestly, like, yeah, I've watched like almost, I think, all the movies he's been in. Like, I think he was in that weird movie with Matt Damon about like China Wall or the Great Wall of China and like fighting aliens and stuff or creatures. He is in that one. Kingsman 2, obviously he's good in there. There's another movie he's in, but man, I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, dude, you're able to act with that much expression under a mask. Pretty talented to me.
His voice acting, and I actually haven't done enough research behind it, but I don't like how they're able to kind of get that muffled sound, but still emote so much.
I know, right?
Somebody was saying, and I don't know if this is true, but somebody was saying the way the stormtroopers talk, they've emulated from, or like have tried to redo the process of how they used to capture those voices back in the day.
That makes sense.
And creating that kind of sound. And so for him to be able to kind of have that sound, but also emote so much. I mean, you can like even little inflection, the size. It's like The Witcher, like the acting in The Witcher by who's our main Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Just the grunts, like there's so much range in a grunt.
Yeah.
I respect those actors a lot. And you're reminding me of like when you talked about the voice acting. I sent the picture in the Zoom, by the way, but Pedro Pascal, like on the voice acting stuff, he would like hold a pillow and pretend it's Baby Yoda. I just love that. Like, dude, oh my god, this guy is awesome.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, I sent the picture. I'm sure Harold will like pull it up eventually, but like you said, the grunts, like actors that can do that for me, like portray so much through like such little things are given is awesome. I think also I forget the name of the guy who played Matt who plays Venom. Someone help me here.
Not Matt.
Tom Hardy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy. I was like, Matt?
Tom Hardy is like so expressive with his eyes.
Yeah.
Like
Bane. Mad Max.
There's a movie he was in Warrior too. In Warrior, he like barely speaks a word, dude. It never says a word. His eyes are just so powerful. That's what I'm saying. People like that just has respect, man. So much respect.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to give a lot away, but the next episode, the latest episode too, like a lot of respect for Pedro Pascal, but I will wait.
All right, this is the image, Derek. You're right. Hold on. Let me try and pull it up real quick.
It's so adorbs, man. It's like so adorbs.
So there's an image.
I mean, they're always going to steal Baby Yoda. It's like, I mean, that's the kind of like cycle every season's gone through, right? They're always gonna steal Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda's gonna have to like go through a thing, and then he's gonna have to try to win him back. Like that's the cycle, right?
There it is.
The pillow.
Look at him, man. Look at that. He's like, hey. It's just
so he's holding for those of you listening to the audio only version of the podcast, we have an image of Pedro Pascal on screen, and he's holding a pillow, and he's reaching out with his hand while he's doing the voice. He's recording the voice in studio for Din Djarin, and he's holding the pillow because it helps him emote and kind of feel the child, Grogu, Baby Yoda, in his arm. And that's the level of acting he's trying to bring to this. You know, he's not messing around. He's actually holding that pillow like a kid.
Yeah,
so
dear life.
And I know from a lot of behind the scenes stuff and from very, very minor experience that voice acting has you emoting a little bit more than you would regular acting. You're trying to exaggerate slightly more just so that you can convey the same tone that your body would need to.
In our first training as radio our first foray, if you will, as radio DJs in college, was those training exercises where, like, and even me, where I can like naturally be a little bit more animated. Rafi was still like more.
Really? The radio dramas, those were sick. Those were sick. I love those. Those are fun.
Had a couple ridiculous ones. Some I'm less proud of. We were on the late show. Had fun.
Late show was the best show, so to be honest.
Thanks. Yeah, me and Kimmy and Rain. Yeah, that was great. Moff Gideon also in this series is such a presence. I mean,
seriously,
Giancarlo Esposito is just the best villain. Like, he's just, I'm sure he can do many other things, and he's an extraordinary actor, but he's just like, he's very, and it's very interesting because there's a lot of the walks that he does that barely, like, if you didn't see it, if you did this to his head, you're like, that's Darth Vader, like walking. Like, he's kind of recreated that, but also like his face is that kind of like terrifying. So you don't need the mask with him because you're like, oh shit, he's coming. Like, I mean, he just has all that gravitas and pressure on the scenes.
He does,
which is amazing.
And you know, I noticed this because I've been watching Breaking Bad recently as well. He's kind of bulked up a little bit. He's kind, I don't know if it's bulk, but like he's kind of broadened his like shoulders and gotten a little more heft.
One way or another. On The Boys as well.
Oh, that's true. He is there.
Wait. Yeah. What do you mean?
The Boys? He's like
he's in
the
main... He's in The Boys.
Oh no, that I was gonna say, like, I made the joke I think a couple weeks ago. He's gonna call in Homelander one of these days and be like, "Hey, take care of this for me."
Oh, that was a pretty good impression.
Okay, so I was gonna say though, speaking of Giancarlo, I saw this thing he posted and I wanted to read it to you guys. He goes, I'm gonna say it word for word here, so I don't mess it up. He goes, my 4 daughters watch The Mandalorian, and obviously the world is like, it's the Baby Yoda show. And I'm never jealous or have any problem with that. But I have to say, 2 of my daughters texted me after this episode and said, Papa, please don't hurt that baby. Don't hurt that baby. And I said, I will squash that little big-eared bastard. I was like, dude, he's just living the villain, even in real life, man. I love it.
I mean, to be fair, he has 4 daughters. Like, bless this man.
I know, right? The picture.
Does he have any sons? Like, that picture was perfect.
True, I know.
He has all daughters. Like, is that real? Is that he really has full daughters?
No, yeah. Like, I just mean for me, it's the fact that, you know, normally, like, oh, don't worry, it's just a show. No, I'm gonna squash that little Jesus, man. I love it. I love it, man. Yeah. So dark, but like.
I think when you have that many daughters and you're the only man and you are that outweighed in your household, like, I can see how you become a villain. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. True. Oh.
I come from a house of many sisters, and when my dad, like, it felt like my dad was going to the dark side, and then like he got his son and like he saved him, like he reeled him back.
Right, there you go.
I get it. Like, that man would kill Baby Yoda because he's seen too many cute little children who want to play Ariel 24/7. It's gonna, like, it'll start to crush you.
Right. To your brother for saving your family. You know, Jeremy.
Yeah, right?
Jeremy?
Jeremy, yeah. Well, Enrique Jeremiah Francesco Maglaleong Mijares.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of names.
Wow. Yeah.
Well,
At first I thought you were like each initial. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so, you know, I love Ahsoka. I love seeing her, but, you know, we've already shown scenes from episode 6. So why don't we talk about it? All right, why don't we talk about Mando bringing Grogu over to Tython, the Jedi origin planet. So this is where a lot of the Jedi first grouped up and did their Avengers thing. This is where the Jedi Order was founded, for those of you who aren't aware. And this is where, for the better part of millennia, Jedi were being trained on Tython. It looks like it's pretty abandoned right now, or maybe we didn't get the full scope of the planet because we only really saw one section of it. But this is where Grogu kind of like unlocks his powers a little bit and shows more of that force sensitiveness we've seen in the past. Mando has a couple of scenes, guys, of not being his best. He's
not giving up, I guess. Right? Like Jesus, man. Like
different
take the hit the first time. I know.
Gosh, I've never seen him act so dumb.
I know, right?
Fool him once, shame on you, Grogu. Fool him 3 times, Mando's, I don't know what's up with him. He walks into a force field 3 different times and gets repelled further each time.
Dude, yeah, the real tragedy was how forgetful he was this episode. That's the, dude, like obviously you leave your jetpack down there too, like later, like what are you doing, dude? Come on.
Man. The ship.
He does. He leaves his backpack or the jetpack for the entirety of the show. He could have had it in the episode. I mean, he could have had it there, but then he just that's what my question when he went back up for the 3rd time. I was like, dude, wait, where's your jetpack? Like, go fly up there, dude. He puts it down and just forgets about it. But I get it. It's intense. It's the heat of the moment. I just want to add some side note. Shameless plug for TikTok. But after the first season of Mando ended, someone was hiking in California, posted on TikTok, was going deep into this mountain, literally saw stormtroopers and everything, and they told her to stop filming and she's like, well, can I just ask what it's for? They're like, it's for Mandalorian, but we can't say more. And literally it was this episode because that hill face was literally the same thing.
Wait,
yeah, it was pretty
this?
Cool. It was on TikTok a long time ago.
In California or
Cali? No, somewhere in Cali. I just remember she was like, I'm hiking in California, and I kind of went a little up higher, and I saw behind this ridge all this Star Wars stuff was going on, a lot of stormtroopers, and they were like, okay, we're gonna have to ask you to stop.
So that scene, right? Where they're saying. Kind of going one episode back because this all seems to tie together because I'm still trying to figure out what Grogu saw. So he was hidden by the Jedi, right? That's the whole thing, is that's what Ahsoka kind of uncovers, is that in his memories he was hidden by the Jedi. Am I correct in assuming that he was hidden by the Jedi while Anakin was on his crazy escapade? Is that of what they're trying to imply as far as timing?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's
exactly that he was on the rampage to murdering all the children.
Him away. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of
my
what
thing too. Okay. Going off what you're saying, is it had to be someone pretty strong. For the fact that if it almost seems like he forgot what happened, right? He's like, it goes dark. He said he just remembers leaving the temple, getting hidden, and then it's almost like his mind was kind of wiped. What happened? He doesn't really remember.
Do we think his mind was wiped? Or do we think it's like a memory thing?
I mean, PTSD? It might be that, but it just makes me think also why mention that if you're not going to bring it up later, So I'm wondering who is this Jedi that hid him away, or person that hid him away, force that was maybe could have been Palpatine, honestly. We don't know. That could have been the time he had the trust of everybody. He could have hit him. Maybe he was trying to make a little, I don't know. But I mean, it just kind of makes you think who might come back or who might.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of what I was getting at too. Is who was involved?
Yeah.
Because you have. Yeah, I mean, you have Ahsoka, who had no idea, right? Ahsoka's never seen this child before, and she was there. She was there with them. I'm assuming that they're using kind of Clone Wars lore. She would have seen the temple. She would have perhaps seen some of the children.
Right.
Never saw this one. Doesn't have memories with him.
I mean, it was a pretty giant-ass temple. I'm just saying.
No, but my thing is, well, my thing is, she said many Jedi Masters have trained him. That's a big claim, and not knowing. Like nobody said anything about this. It's kind of like, okay, there's something, which is exciting because that just means they're gonna delve into that possibly later. Like what happened the time when he got hidden away, you know? It actually made me go back to the first episode and like, why is Baby Yoda in that specific place when Mando found him, you know? It like makes you think who left him there or why did he end up there? So it's kind of interesting.
So like Samuel L. Jackson could have been like his teacher. Is that what we're saying here?
I mean, it was funny in Clone Wars. Mace Windu makes literally like 100-foot drop down and was not even scathed. So I'm like, okay, this dude's alive. I was like, I sent the clip to Herald. I'm like, yep, he's alive. He's alive. There's no way.
I mean,
granted,
yet another big spoiler, but if Boba Fett is alive, like if Boba Fett, and the funny thing is, Eris, right before he comes on the screen, was like, he's not alive. He's not alive. He died. Well, he's not alive.
Well, actually, so this is kind of stupid, but like that the game Battlefront on they actually made canon that he survived. Like that's where I don't know if that's where it first stated it, but like they basically were like he survived the Sarlacc pits.
Okay.
But like after that, but like you said, we don't really know what happened if he's still alive or not, right? But still, I was just kind of like, really, a game kind of just said. I was like, oh, I mean, okay, sure, that's fine. I mean, that's kind of cool that he's alive. And look now, like we get all this amazing.
Oh my god, all of that scene. All of that scene, and the way that you actually get a nice juxtaposition to the way they fight, like very, very. I mean, when I think Mando actually says like, "Oh, nice," like to something that he did, like just that personality coming out through all this armor, and he's just amazing. Like the actor is just phenomenal.
I like how he repeated the same line that Jango said, I believe in episode 2. He's like, "Just a simple man making my way through the galaxy." Yeah, I was like, man,
because you kind of believe it.
I love this.
You kind of believe it, and that's
literally the same actor too. Right?
Yeah, Derek, you and I talked about this last week when we had our, weekly video call solo time.
Oh yeah,
Where you and I were just
take that what you will, Chad.
You and I were saying like, you believe that because what if that actually was what Jango meant? You know.
Right.
We were told this. It was reiterated in this episode that Jango was part of the Mandalorian Civil War, and maybe he wanted to get away from that. Maybe his cloning and Kamino was his way of starting a new life with Boba after everything. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, maybe he really was just some guy who wanted to like start fresh, and then he got roped into the whole Empire thing. And somehow history repeated itself with Boba, and he got roped into the Empire, even though he was trying to just make his way through the galaxy as well. Like we're getting more of that. Yeah, right? We're getting more of that as well. And I really like like the fleshing out we're getting of Boba, because he is a ruthless killer, as we saw, but he's not immoral. He has his own set of laws that he follows, and he's not he's hunting Solo, hunting Luke and the rebels. That was just a job for him, and we're getting more of that now, right? He's really good at what he does, and what he does just happens to be killing people and hunting people down, and that's why the Empire was willing to pay him that much. And as a minor spoiler for Lachelle is that we learn that anyone kind of has their price, whether it be money or circumstance. Sometimes when you're pushed far enough, you start to bend your own rules, because that's what that's what's dictated by circumstance. And I see that. I see that with Boba, and I'm super glad that we're actually getting more of his story, because a lot of people want to believe certain things about Boba, and they're all pretty true. It's just they're all getting framed now. All these ideas we have of who this badass bounty hunter are getting framed, and hopefully people are enjoying it as much as we are, because like I love that Boba flies back in with his armor, looking
thick Boba though, thick Boba,
dude. Yeah, looking chunky and
still
fierce.
looking good though.
Dude, look at
seriously, dude.
So good.
Just like a brute, dude. Like Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, man.
I mean,
Those knee guns.
the weathering on the armor. I mean, because we had actually just rewatched some of the first few episodes
awesome.
of Star Wars. Not fully, we had people in the background, but we were watching it, and to see that kind of weathering on it, like you're like, oh yeah, that translates. Like, of course it wouldn't be shiny anymore. Like, it's been years.
Yeah, a long time.
Awesome. And honestly, I love that they actually paid off. Like, I mean, when you first see the Boba Fett armor on I can't remember the guy's name, but the
Cobb
village.
Vance. Yeah.
Cobb, yeah.
It looks like we call it the cosplayer Boba. That's what we call him.
Yeah. Like, and it was so weirdly fit on him, and you're like, oh, you guys are teasing us. And you, like, I never thought. I was just like, oh, you just try to tickle a little crumb in there. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
a little sprinkle.
Yeah, I see you doing your sprinkle bay, Disney. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
right, exactly.
And they pay it off with the steak, just in his full glory. And
Amen.
we're gonna keep this G-rated, but I thoroughly enjoyed.
It's really good. And, it's so funny, right? Since we mentioned Cobb Vance, I can't bring up a visual as fast enough, but, his underneath the armor wear, his brown kind of like vest and shirt and all that combo looked so awkward, even though it was closer to the Boba colors than black. But Tamuri Morrison as Boba Fett with all that like balaclava and all the black underneath the armor, it looks like it fits way better than it did with Cobb.
Great.
Right?
Yeah.
It looks great. And this isn't like
So
the
good.
original underneath Boba's armor was like tan. It was tan color.
Right.
But black just like I don't know if it's because
he's
of the
rocking that
presence.
skirt too. I'm just saying.
He's
man.
rocking it.
He's rocking that skirt. He's bringing that bit. So, like, that'll be it. If that's not in, after all the Zoom meetings and everyone working from home, if guys aren't wearing skirts by the end of 2020, y'all missed your opportunity. This is a great opportunity.
I just
to do
see
this.
that meme like what men want, what people think men want, and it's like the suits and goes, what men really want. Boba skirt. Boba
For
skirt.
sure.
But it's
For
also like,
all the way.
isn't that like also like part of his robe? I think he was wearing a robe earlier.
Yeah,
Right,
that's true.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Like a monk robe kind of thing going
Yes.
But you know he's going commando
Yeah.
under that, right?
on. I mean, it's pretty high.
Comfort, man. You got to have that comfort in the suit, you know?
It's pretty hot out there. I get it, Oh man. So going back to Baby Yoda on the stone.
Yes.
What do you guys? There's so many, and nobody. I mean, maybe it substantiated a little bit more of it in the second episode that I missed. But what do you think he saw? Like, what was going on there?
I was.
Oh, yeah, you go first.
Go ahead.
You go first.
Okay. I mean, if I'm gonna delve deeper in that question, like who he might have reached out to or who might have seen him. At this time, I was mentioning to Herald too when Ahsoka mentioned there's not many Jedi left. The only people I can think of right now, given the circumstances that they've been bringing Rebels references and Clone Wars, is you got Luke trying to make his school right now. You also have possibly Ezra is still alive because they mentioned Thrawn, and they both kind of went off together, so that's a Jedi. Or Cal Kestis, which is in the newest video game that came out, and he was also a Jedi who fought Vader, but we never saw him die or anything like that. So I'm actually, for the fact that they're bringing more Rebel stuff, I want to feel like he might have reached out to a possible older Ezra. What I want to be is Luke. That's like my dream.
Sebastian,
right?
Stan,
But like,
baby.
that's very like, like
Meta.
I mean, he's making the school right now. He might be looking for some Force sensitives out there. And I think the question, I'm more concerned like what transcribed? Like, was he saying, I need help? Mando can't help me in some senses, so come help us? Did he maybe reach back out to Ahsoka with a powerful beacon? I don't know. But I think someone might have reached out to him, and I think it's going to happen in the last episode. I'm hoping. I'm praying.
Hard
If not-
for you.
Agree.
For me, I think it's just a beacon. Like I think it's just lighting up a flare and seeing who's there. Yeah, just
So
like-
he was just like, ooh, play with the thing.
He
think it's
set his
just-
location to like people's phones, like the app record.
Find my iPhone. Find my Yoda.
Find my iPhone. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I think it's really just kind of like that, right? Like he's reconnecting with the Force because he's on this planet that that has such a strong connection to it, and it's more of like, oh, you know, if anything's happening, you know, if anyone's out there, you know, this is where I am, kind of a thing, and less of a direct, like, hey, other like real Dad Yoda out there, you know, you still out there? I think it's less of that and more of like, yeah, I think it's more of like, okay, this is my connection to the Force. I'm unsevering it, or I'm re-unleashing it, and you know, if anyone's out there, kind of a thing, yeah. But yeah,
it's a curiosity, driven by curiosity in your mind.
Yeah. See,
I think it's interesting because the whole reason it took him so long was because Mando was like, you have to want this, like you need to do your thing, like go do your thing. Right. And so to me, there's got to be some element of desire out of Grogu to want something out of this. And part of me, and you know how like Lucas films, everything's a circle. One of the ways that Anakin kind of revisited was seeing what could happen to Padme, right? Like that was his driving force. And I kind of see this moment potentially mirroring that a little bit, where he's trying to protect. Like, I think he's really doing this so he could protect Mando, protect that relationship, you know, kind of see what's in the future to make sure they're good, see how he can adapt to this new life, and maybe opening himself up to some visions of something similar to what Anakin saw, some misconstrued darkness, because right after that scene, you get, you know, angry baby Yoda flinging people left and right. It's, to me, there's some kind of like, there's some mirroring, I believe, happening there, where I do think that the problem that Ahsoka had in seeing him is that his drive is now to protect and care as much as Mando's protected and care for him to protect and care for Mando. So I think that potentially that could be what we're seeing, is that reimagination of Anakin's story once again in video.
I mean, I felt the same way going off what you said about the darkness thing. Like, I would have not noticed if I didn't have the subtitles on, but the stormtroopers were literally choking, so he was literally force choking them for a bit, right? So it's like he was doing dark side stuff.
He wasn't just like flinging them.
No, like he eventually flung them, but then at the part when he was holding them both up, it said on the subtitles choking, and I was like, oh god. So I'm like, he's literally force choking. For a second, when Moff Gideon was like, wait, I thought he was like, okay, let him embrace the dark a little bit, but obviously he was trying to make him tired. But
it's kind of like,
I mean, then you had,
let them fight in Godzilla.
Yeah, let them fight. Yeah, in Godzilla. But then of course Ahsoka had the line, I sense great fear in you. That was like already a big giveaway that his anger is gonna get the best of him. And I like what you said about Yoda trying to like basically embrace it to protect Mando. My ultimate like crazy theory is that because actually Moff Gideon showed him the Darksaber, right, and was like, do you remember this?
Right.
Kind of like, so to me, like maybe Yoda can, or baby Yoda can teach him the ways of the Jedi with the Darksaber. If at some point maybe Mando gets a hold of this, he can train him instead to like help better like their connection together.
That's your ultimate, you know? Like geek out. Like I want
my ultimate geek out is like
turn Mando into a Jedi.
Not Jedi, but maybe like at least versatile, maybe with the Darksaber. I just thought it was kind of weird. Like they had the Beskar spear, right? They kept that in the wreckage. Yeah. Barry seems like, I don't know. But I mean, they definitely chose to keep that. Yeah. That reference to the Darksaber makes you kind of think maybe this guy had a role during the times where, you know, this was relevant like quite a bit, the Darksaber. So I don't know, but like I said, he's young, but he's also very old, right? It's just like crazy to think about. It's nuts, man. Yeah, he's like 50 years old. He's lived through like almost the entire trilogy so far. It's like, or the entire series so far. It's like, Jesus, man, this guy's just a little kid.
So is Luke? Were you saying Luke is alive throughout all of this?
Yeah, right. Like right now, he's trying. Like theoretically, this is him trying to bring that school up. So
yeah. Because this is between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is right after Return of the Jedi. Like 5 years, right? 5 or 10 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ahsoka's probably like 40, 50 as well.
Yeah, Ahsoka's pretty old right now, right in this part.
Yeah.
She's alive.
But does she look fine? I think she looks fine.
But she's still looking good, though. She's still looking good, though. But yeah, like I said, it's
That's
crazy.
Togruta blood, man. You know, just
Right?
just
I
genes.
know. That night nurse,
It's
you
the
know.
genes,
I was
it's
like,
the
wrong
genes.
series, you know?
Oh, man.
Yeah, she looks good.
All right,
man.
yeah. So, talking about circling back real quick to Boba Fett. You know, I love Grogu. Grogu's the best. Egg eating aside, I was kind of iffy about that. But Boba Fett, man, I want to go back to this real quick because it's been a long time coming for Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Because we've only seen very, very short snippets of Boba Fett either standing around or getting flung into a Sarlacc pit unwittingly. And, you know, I feel like this was such a huge payoff for every, not just bounty hunter fan in for the Star Wars galaxy, but, you know, like people who have been watching Star Wars since his debut in Empire. And, you know, we're actually getting to see, okay, this is why this dude was the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy. That was a title that was given to him. And it was recognized by the Empire, right? This dude was so badass that the Empire was like, yeah, freelance, dude, go ahead. Like, they didn't try and force him into their ranks. They were just like, yeah, just keep freelancing, bro. Like, we know you got your side hustles with Jabba and all that. So, I'm so happy that we got to see this, because I wasn't the biggest Boba Fett fan. I'm gonna admit, I love the character, but because we didn't get enough of him in canon, I was still kind of iffy, right? I was still like, you know, Boba's cool and all, you know, but it was mostly him standing around.
Yeah, and I got more of my Boba Fett fandom from Robot Chicken. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
oh yeah, baby, Boba's back.
It's so good, and
Oh,
just,
Lord.
yeah, like, and then you just kind of come up with these like stories of how awesome he is.
Yeah.
Plus, he just looks really
Wow.
cool. He's one of the few people who have that style of armor, who's not just a standard stormtrooper. So you have a little thing, but I totally agree with you. For those who haven't really gotten to have that satisfaction of what the boba was, like, you get full drink of boba on this one. Just all of the boba juice, boba
All
balls,
the pearls.
all the pearls, just the full boba shake
Sipping
right
that tea.
there.
Sipping that tea.
Yeah. Yep. Oh,
Oh,
God.
man.
I'm with Harold though too. I wasn't like, I feel like Mando has made me love Mandalorians and bounty hunters so much more. Like, you know, obviously like Rebels and Clone Wars had their fair share. They had like little heroes there that made you respect them a lot more. But man, like this show is just bringing like so much lore that you like appreciate so much like more. That rhyme.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
it's awesome though. I love it. And like I've always been a dark side Sith. Like I want more of that stuff. But dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like this is amazing. Badass is the right word, man. It's like he's had more action in this series than the entire movie series he was in. So,
And
which is cool.
Yeah, and I am curious how they're going to kind of I mean, even Mando doesn't really side with the Empire, doesn't really side with the Rebels, kind of is just like everything kind of sucks. Nobody's really siding with the Jedi or not siding with the Jedi, and that was a very like good and evil set in the earlier movies and the earlier lore. So for this to dive into that, to explore that maybe nobody was right and there aren't really that good and evil the way the Jedi kind of see things black and white. Maybe getting a little bit more of that Sith action in there, opening that door up to be like, is it dark side or is it, you know?
And not to
Side
beat
is
murky.
the point of view, Anakin. Yeah, that's
No, I mean, like, not to beat on an old drum or play a broken record, but this is something, Derek, you and I and Juancho have discussed, which is the sequel trilogy really missed out on that. Really missed out on what I was hoping, or what we were hoping they would do, and really explain that, you know, it's not about good or evil. It's about navigating your way through really difficult moral choices that, you know, will always have its positives and negatives. You know, there's a reason why Qui-Gon was the way he was. You know, the gray side of things really sees things from both sides. Like, there's a merit to tapping into the dark side when you have to. There's a merit to being altruistic when you can actually focus on the needs of the many versus the needs of the few, right? Like,
have you heard the theories on how to solve it? Like, if there's one thing, like, yeah, there's gonna be problems, but if there's one thing to solve it. Have you guys heard of that theory? The dual side theory? So depending on if you're a dark side or a light side type of person, if you're a light side type of person, just kill our protagonist. What's her name? Our hero?
Rey?
Rey. Kill Rey and let Kylo live. He is the embodiment of both dark and light. He has been dark and has been light. He's the one who survives. The dark side version, the thing that fixes everything, is
kill Rey.
you turn Rey. Well, yeah, that's the first one. But you turn Rey dark. Rey
kill Kylo.
So she sees both sides. Okay.
She turns. In the end, she does not stay the Luke's only light path. She turns to the dark side as well, and kind of has, whatever that embodiment looks like.
See, they really missed out on that. They ended up giving us a flawed lesson, which is just be good. That's so wrong, especially in these days where we're very, like, with the help of the internet, we're very aware of morals and how you can't just always pick the good thing all the time. So they really missed out. And hopefully we can course correct that with all these new series and all these potential rewrites to canon. Maybe
because you're right, man.
If it took this long, sorry, Derek.
No, go ahead.
You sure? You're like, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say what you were saying with the and you can do everything wrong. If I'm not mistaken, Luke will embrace his dark side. The original, right? And it's like the first original were good, bad. Second was everybody's good and bad. The most recent trilogy, good. Just gotta be good no matter what. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. It's just a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And they started out with it good in Force Awakens. So
And my point is actually brought up, like, ties into what Dean was asking. Did Disney have anything coming out that's meant to be after the latest trilogy? So far, not yet. But if it took this long to get us the Obi-Wan spin-off, it probably, with Disney Plus on the rise, it probably won't take us longer now to get, like, post Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker content. And if Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are helming it, I could see again another redemption for a character like Rey. If they write her properly and give her a series that maybe shows her, like what Lachelle was saying, discovering the actual moral of the story being, you gotta have a balance, which is what they've been talking about this whole time, is balancing not the galaxy, but the Force. Finding a balance in the Force. I feel like Rey could once again kind of be elevated to where she should have been instead of where she fell.
She could train Finn. That could be a post thing.
Yeah, that was the holiday special. Yes.
Yeah, like train, like that could literally be a good series. The struggle, because she wasn't like really trained fully. You know what I mean? So that could be definitely interesting. But I like what BMO said. No one wants to touch it.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone's like, away.
And I do have to say, it is. Carrie Fisher's passing was the most devastating thing that could have happened to that. And that's why I can't hate the last three, because I know what they wanted to do, and I know what her presence meant, and I understand that there was a story and there was some semblance of a plan, and lots of things went wrong, but that there was some part there that they just literally could not capture. And for the moments that we got of Carrie Fisher, it's okay.
Yeah. My argument too is, like, we got it. Like, we never thought we were going to get 7, 8, 9. We got it. Yeah. So I mean,
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
for me,
and I tell everybody,
Disney Plus, course correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just move
seriously,
forward,
dude. I mean,
move forward and fix things.
I mean, Iron Man, the sequels to Iron Man were not the greatest. Let's all be real.
And then you put
why?
Avengers, and then
Avengers,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Fine.
You know why though, Lachelle?
Just hope.
Because Jon Favreau was on the first movie. I don't think he was on the other two.
No, he was not. He was not.
Yeah, he was not. He was on the first movie. That's why it was like, robots in Mando will be top notch because he directed Iron Man 1. So
along with all his cooking shows, just a quick sidebar.
Yeah, yeah, right.
The chef show's
Chef.
so good. Chef show's
Seeing
so
him
good.
on
series
Bitching with
now, too.
Babish.
yeah, he has like a
God,
chef
his
series
collab.
now with
Him.
Roy Choi.
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I would love, like, you know, those random questions where they're like, if you could be in a room with anyone, I'm like, Jon Favreau.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like dinner
Good
with
choice.
Jon Favreau. Ugh.
Oh, Party
Please,
of Five?
please, can we nerd out? Can we nerd out hard? Like, on he loves
Party of
cooking,
Five.
he loves geek stuff, like, all.
Oh,
can
I
we do
know,
a cooking lesson? Like, even if it's a digital cooking lesson, like a Zoom with him.
Ooh.
Like, watching him. Is
Hey,
creepy.
John,
I agree with you. It's
I know you're listening.
Yeah.
You know, just bring Babish with you. You know, Roy Choi. I know Roy Choi is probably watching the show with you right now on live stream. But yeah, like we're open to this. You know, bring Netflix in. We're okay with a collaboration.
Put us in stormtrooper outfits. It's cool. Like we'll just be little extras. I'm fine. Just put me in the credits. Stormtrooper number 20.
I want a robe.
I do have to say,
I know, I
one
wanna
thing I
rope
do miss is the level in 1, 2, 3, the level of set design and creativity in the world building. I mean, when we first get to see Naboo, you know, like the level, and not to say like the whole underwater city was like the most amazing thing ever, was a little awkward, but you know, there was some really beautiful world design that that existed, that, you know. One thing I do have to say on Mando is that for the most part, we've gotten some creativity, but a lot of the scenes have been very like dry. Like, okay, we're in the desert and we are in another desert, and this is a canyon desert, and this is a little patch of grass.
Yeah,
in
now
a
we're
desert.
indoors, and we're indoors again. But I think that's more of a limitation from their budget, right? They're trying to figure out how they can create the sense of a huge galaxy with the budget that they have, which I think they accomplished with the Sarlacc, the crate dragon scene. They give us those little sprinkles in between all these tiny indoor shots, very, very cramped. But yeah, like I get it. I do want more of that world building. Hopefully they can deliver that on a bigger scale eventually. You know, when all this stuff gets cheaper and cheaper, when they perfect the technology and make it more feasible. But that's a really good point. Like Naboo was you know, some parts were hit or miss, but it was huge and it was great.
Yeah.
At least
you really felt the loss. What?
No, I was just adding to what you said. Like, at least in Mando, they're bringing back like old set stuff. You know, like
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. At least they're trying. You know.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of good sets, the spider episode.
Oh yeah.
It felt real. It felt so real.
Yeah.
So funny story about that is, like, a couple weeks after we watched it, we have a set of like bees that kind of live up here that we've been trying to get rid of for months.
Oh no.
Like they keep coming back. They just hang out over there, and you know, they occasionally visit us, but they've been kind of dormant for a while.
Right.
And after that, I don't know what they did to it. They must have treated it. Something happened, but we saw like just bees littered all over our patio. Just
It was Opa.
bees.
It was Opa. He came in. It's crazy. I can't even. I hate
It's so gross. And there was like, and the thing is, it made us realize that we had a bunch of spider webs, because the spider webs at the top caught like a net, caught all the bees. And I was thinking about that exact same scene and just thinking like, oh my god, they're everywhere. Just,
It is beautiful and also messed up.
Terrifying.
Dude, that spider's gonna feast for days. Okay.
I know, right?
Whew. All right, that terrifying image aside, Lachelle, you know, Derek and I have spoken about our thoughts about the season so far as a whole.
Yeah.
How are you liking it this week before you see episode 7, and of course our finale next week? How are you feeling? How do you feel about the entire Mando season 2 so far for you?
I think I would say I like it on par as the first season. Like, I think there are a few exceptions of which I think make it better, and that's me just completely fangirling, and I admit that. Ahsoka Tano scene, Boba Fett scene, sent me through the moon, like totally fangirling. I think that color-wise and palette-wise, it's a little bit more muted, and I get it. That's a stylistic choice. I just, I'm remembering that last scene from the first season where he kind of goes back to his home and sees the girl like kind of chopping at the fire girl. I don't remember her name at all, but do you guys know what scene I'm talking about? The blacksmith.
Oh yeah,
the blacksmith version. Yeah.
The armorer,
armor,
yeah. Like that with the fire and like her chopping away.
Such an Iron Man scene.
Yeah, like basically the Iron Man scene. Super cool stuff like that. But I mean, it's all very good. Like it's hard for me to like pick anything apart and say anything in particular. I thought there's a couple of like, oh, of course, Baby Yoda freaking faints right when he can be kidnapped and nobody else has to go through this freaking force field except for Mando. Like, of course, couple things like that, which I think timing wise, I was a little suspension of disbelief, but
yeah.
Overall, super awesome. I'm sure anyone listening to this is already watching it, but like highly recommend. And I'm super excited for all these other series. I'm glad we're getting it. I'm glad that that's what they're investing in. And like you, I hope there is some like kind of story corrections and enrichment given. And oh my God, Obi-Wan, like you told me first, Obi-Wan Kenobi, like guys.
Yeah.
Just give me, and the fact that like, these could all, these worlds that we love could all converge.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Give us a Game of Thrones event. Like a couple of years from now, give us that Avengers event again. Like I'm here for it. We need another one. Just I'm strapped in. That Star Wars. Have you guys been to Star Wars Land at all? Like, have you been on those rides?
Not yet.
Okay.
The dream.
They're like they strap you in and you're riding, and it's just I'm that's where I'm at. It's so just.
You're in for the
dizzying,
ride. Yeah, you're
and
ready
I don't
for
care.
it.
I'm like next 4 years. Take me with you. I will go. Lead me.
You know what's crazy though? I don't think I would have been this hyped for Obi-Wan after the Rise of Skywalker. I think
for sure.
Right? I think watching these past 2 seasons of Mando have really, really helped.
I think Han Solo killed it for me. I think I would have been hyped, but Han Solo
Wait,
killed it.
Speaking of, we missed one announcement. Wait a second.
Don't tell me Han Solo's getting a sequel.
We did!
Is the robot getting a sequel?
No, you're right. You did. A very important. Never underestimate this one, right, Harold?
Oh my God, that's right, Derek.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, never underestimate.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. We're also getting a Lando Star Wars Disney Plus original. That's the actual logo. With Donald Glover.
Ooh, I mean, okay, I just hate Han Solo. Okay, like Lando was the best part. I'm not gonna lie, Lando was the best part. But Lando also has this weird romance with a robot.
That threw me off so much. That really threw me off.
So, it's gonna be hard for me because I know that that's the Lando. Like that Lando has some kind of robot romance going on. And hey, no judgment. Like 2020, you do what you want. But like, I just for the story, we'll see. This one, I'm more speculative because Han Solo killed it for me. But Obi-Wan, I love Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
And not to say I don't love Childish Gambino. Freaking love Childish Gambino. Love many things he touches.
Yeah.
Han Solo's story has not been handled well to me. I probably should never have been told. I didn't really care for it. So Lando's story, do I care? Like,
I feel like again, they could make us care if it's done right. But right now, a little lukewarm about it because of the way Lando was treated in the Solo movie. Like the robot romance was really off. So if we can veer away from that and get back to like the swagger that Billy D. Williams brought to the role, and we all know Donald Glover, Childish Gambino can bring, I feel like if we focus on that more, right, and move past that's
really the lesson Disney's teaching us. forgive and forget.
Yes.
We know we hurt you. We know. So
Yes.
here's some cookies. Take the cookies. The Lando cookie.
Here's some blue macarons.
Okay.
Here's some.
Actually, I think Harold, I think we're missing 2 more. I thought you were talking about one. There's the Acolyte and a droid story.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
That's why I said never underestimate, because they are doing a droid one, which I think is cute and awesome. Because
right.
you got the droids, man. You gotta love the droids.
Wait, a whole story
Derek, I think
under
this is why.
droids, though?
I think this is why I forgot about the Acolyte. Was because of this image.
Oh, that's why. Wait, what? We don't show this. This is taboo on the show. Take it down now.
I'm sorry. So we're also getting Star Wars
just
like.
like.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Derek.
You're forgiven.
You through that.
You're like 100% forgiven. I would have forgot too when I saw that. I would immediately outclicked. But yes, yeah, I'm excited for that. But the droid story too looks interesting.
Okay, so we're getting Star Wars. I'm sorry, Derek. I totally forgot. I totally missed.
Getting a lot of Star Wars stuff, guys. That's the basis of what we're telling you, though.
Wow.
Honestly,
wow.
like
it's still not 3 hours in. It's
these
still
next
not
10
done.
years are gonna be, my lord, just an adventure.
I really hope so. It's just, they've hurt us so many times.
Yeah.
I know. They have.
They've hurt us. It's like that boyfriend that's like just so good. He's just so good when he's good. But like, when he's bad, you're like,
yeah, there's something little.
Oh, you hurt me. You hurt me real good. You just take the things I love and you put robot sex in them. I'm not comfortable with that level of relationship.
Oh, I love it.
Keep doing that.
Oh, man. And then I think, Derek, what you're talking about isn't a droid one. It's Willow. Is that right? Willow is that right? Derek, is that what you were talking about?
I thought it was called a droid story, or it was just called droids, but does say Star Wars forthcoming animated television movie, blah blah blah, Disney Plus.
So what are all these things?
I just thought I saw that big picture with like all the titles, and I just remember seeing something about droids.
Here.
Yeah.
Let me bring it up.
I think it's animated though.
Was less talked about. Yeah, so
yeah, I think it's also animated.
Slate.
So
this is the whole slate. So Star Wars: The Acolyte, and then a droid story. So we're still waiting for more details on those. But yes, as you can see, Indiana Jones is also in the lineup. Willow with Warwick Davis, and on the upper left, Children of Blood and Bone. I was really hoping that was like a Star Wars. Dathomirian story, but I think it's not.
Oh, that would have been sick.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, I see what they're doing here. Do you guys see what? Like, look at this line. Do you guys see what they're doing? They're making shows on their rides. They are literally making us watch their rides. These are the Disney park. Indiana Jones Disney Park ride, Star Wars. An entire world. Like, they're justifying that cost. I like not to like go back to like worker business like Lachelle, but like also I'm like analytically, this is a good investment. Like,
you make a good point. They're literally making a video game based off Galaxy's Edge. Like you can like interact.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here for it. I want to be in that world. I'm here for it. I want to live there. You are giving me the content to make me want to live there. Hey, but I see what you're doing. Disney.
Doesn't make it any less of a devious thing. I see right through you. I see right through you.
I mean, I do marketing analytics in my day job, so I understand.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, with all of that being said, we have to wrap up. I'm so sorry, but that's the end of the show. We had fun. We had fun. It was good having Lachelle back on. We missed Eris. We missed the Greek god himself. But for now, we must bid all our viewers and our listeners at home adieu. We want to thank all our most recent followers like Caramel Mel, Tet the One True God, Toxic Draven, Down with Fun, Booty Knight, Satan_the Devil, I think the same person, 60-Minute GG, it's your boy Byron, Nickel Octopus, and a big shout out to our buddy Renzo Source for the $3 donation. We love you, buddy. Thanks for the cups of coffee.
Oh, thank you.
Derek, why don't you read off the subscribers real quick for us?
Alrighty, at number 1 still, and ongoing, Caleb Panda 22 with 26
Tied.
subs.
He's tied,
But-
man. He's tied.
He is tied, yes. He is tied with Ferranch Issue with 26 subs as well. And of course, third place at Bimo Blue 25. Thanks for all the chats. Also, Bimo, we appreciate you. Going down the list, guys, we also have Miko P, Earth Diva, Sensei Humor, Notorious KGM, Insta DZ, Ion Hammer Stream, Zilfox, Denunci, Lisa Is, Theo Gear, New Molly, Zeffy Buns, The Fury Bot, King _ Tiger 105, Konigster 666, I'm not going to say that, Cyberbully _ OW, and Octavius Inc. Thank you guys so much. If we didn't mention you, we appreciate all the love, guys. Even if you're just lurking in the background, just listen to us chilling. We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Right. And if you don't watch us live, you're probably listening to us on the podcast feed. That's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Google Play, and so much more. If you guys enjoyed this, take a listen to our other podcast, Game Bite, also available on all those platforms. But otherwise, stay here. Stay here. Lachelle, when you're not on the Quit Stalling Geekcast, where can the folks at home find you on the interwebs?
They can find me and the rest of the Panels team at Panels Coffee on our Instagram, our Facebook. We have panelscoffee.com, but as you guys mentioned at the beginning, League of Comic Geeks is the best way to get your books at Panels. You can subscribe online, and we do deliver $3 per delivery. So yeah, come check us out, ask us questions, and hang out with us, and hopefully stay tuned for some maybe additional collaboration that you may have heard from the back end of the show with myself and Derek. So
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Lachelle, can they also follow you at a personal Instagram where they can see your cosplays?
I do, yeah. I spend a lot more time on coffee on there, but it's latte.lavranos. If you want to see my personal, it's a lot more coffee oriented, but I do have
Look
my
at that
cosplay.
boba.
Yeah, check them out, my boba, but yeah.
Not a euphemism.
Yes.
My Boba Fett.
Excellent, excellent. Well, check Eris and Lachelle out, guys, at Panels Coffee, and of course, check Lachelle out at latte.lavranos. Derek, where can the folks at home find you when you're not on the Quit Stalling Geekcast?
You guys can find me on my stream, which is right there at Sensei Humor. It's at Sensei Humor as well for my YouTube and Instagram. Although Twitter, you can reach me at Sensei Humor with the _ at the end. So I'd appreciate it, guys. I've been streaming quite a bit. So if you're into like a little bit of phasmophobia, a little bit of scary stuff, come check us out, and I'll appreciate it. But of course, Herald. Oh, look at that. You got my my sexy weed guy right there. But yes, besides me, where can we find you, Herald? I would love to know.
You can catch me at Herald Plays on Twitter and on Instagram. I don't really post that much, but sometimes you might see a story or two. Maybe see my thoughts on obscure TV shows like Gallivant and Psych, or just watch. Message me, say hi. Let's play WoW together. Let's run some dungeons. Hi, I'm Herald Plays. I write copy in my free time, or actually not my free time, my day job. Yeah, that's about it. It's been a great show. We're kicking off the holiday season right here on the Quit Stalling Geekcast, and we love each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for enjoying our content. Waterjan in the chat says the Mando sucks. Oh, unfortunate you feel that way, buddy, but we love it. We love it so much. We love it so much. All right. Oh, he says, joke, it saved Star Wars. That's right. It did. It did.
This is the way.
This is definitely the way. Guys, on that note, we must say goodbye. We must say farewell. Derek, why don't you take us away?
All right, guys. If you guys want to see us, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be here next week. So get off your butts and quit stalling. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. Bye.